Hello everyone, thanks for joining. I'm Angela, this is Alpha Warrior Yoga, and we're gonna do a plank challenge today. I should say actually plank challenges because we're gonna do 3 different types of plank today. So we're gonna actually start in a wrist warm up to make sure those wrists are nice and warm and lubricated. That tends to be one of the biggest complaints we get in yoga when we do weight bearing stuff, is that the wrists get a little tender. So we're gonna take care of that with a wonderful warm up, and we're gonna do a gentle warm up for the rest of the body just to make sure we're all stretched out and ready to go, warming up the body safely before we do any challenging plank holds. So join me, if you will, please, in a tabletop position, and we're going to roll right on into this wrist warm-up, which I have to thank Stephen McGuire for teaching me. He's a wonderful yoga teacher and kettlebells teacher at Yoga East, and I learned this warm-up from him in a kettlebells class. And all right, you know the drill here. Tabletop, knees right underneath hips, wrists, elbows, shoulders in one line, soft elbows, no locking the elbows. Strong animal pause. And the cue I've learned recently was to pretend you've got a chocolate chip underneath your palm that you don't want to smash or melt. So the palms feel slightly lifted while the rest of the hand, the heels of the hand, the fingers and fingertips are active. So we're going to make some rotations here. Again, you can start slow, you can start small, and if you tuck your toes behind you, this also benefits your feet. All right, reverse your rotation. And then we'll come back to stillness here, change directions. Point your fingertips towards each other, towards the center line of your mat. And again, readjust so that your palm is, your fingers are active, your palm is slightly lifted. Deepen your breath as you do this. Maybe you find that your breath naturally deepens as you work to open the wrist. Good. Reverse your rotation. And remember why we're doing this. Why we're doing this in service of the wrist. All right, pause. Turn your fingers towards the outer edges, the long edges of your mat. And again, adjust the hands and rotate. Circles. Make sure we're going nice and slow, that we are controlling the movement, that we don't just fling ourselves around here. And again, reverse, reverse. All right, last one. Turn the hands so that the fingers are pointing towards you. This might feel a little strange. Be careful here. In fact, I recommend not making full big circles, but instead perhaps just leaning the weight of your body into each wrist, the heels of each hand, still keeping the fingertips active. Okay. And then turn the hands forward again, normal position, and then take the back of your left hand onto the mat and just gently push for a nice little wrist stretch, and then do the other one. That should feel good. We're not trying to max out or create any strain or pain here. This is all in service of creating flexibility in those wrists, okay? So let's warm up the rest of the body. If you're real close to the short edge of your mat, maybe move back a bit. Walk the hands forward now so the arms are at a little diagonal. Inhale, shift your weight forward. Exhale, squeeze the elbows in and lower all the way to the belly. Lengthen your legs behind you. Inhale, push up into a little baby cobra. And exhale, lower down, curl the toes, push yourself up and back into Balasana, child's pose. I want you to really walk the fingertips towards the short end of your mat. Lengthen through the arms, let the forehead rest. Big breath in as you feel the entire torso expand like a balloon. Let that breath go, and then inhale. We're coming forward to repeat the same thing. Exhale, lower down, lengthen the legs. Good. Think about lifting the sternum here versus lifting the head really high, or I'm sorry, lifting the chin really high. Shine your sternum forward in your cobra and lower down. Once again, up and back, child's pose. Reach the arms. And then just relax. Let the arms go slack. Take another big breath. Feel the torso expand. And breathe out. Good. Come back. Okay. So we're going to turn our tabletop into downward facing dog. And that's one way to get into side plank. If you'd like to do it another way, in fact, if you're going to do the forearm version, you would start on the right side and just lift up from here. Okay, so I'm going to give you that option for sure, you know, if your wrists are still not where you want them to be. If you're going to join me in this version, go ahead and press back to downward facing dog and walk the feet together to touch at the back of your mat in the center. And then start to shift the weight into the right side, the right outer edge of your foot, the right palm, still strong, animal paw there, and lift the left arm. And I'm going to start our timer here. Remember, we're only going for 30 seconds each side. Use your yoga breath in and out through the nose. Smooth breath, slow exhale. Squeeze the hips up from the floor. Squeeze the legs together and breathe. You got this. 10 seconds. Push through the shoulder, push the earth away. Beautiful. Come to center, relax back in child's pose. We take the weight off those arms, or off that right arm. And we're going to come up and set up for the left side. So again, if you're going to do forearm, come into that position, or join me in down dog, feet touching. We'll roll to the left side. And the timer has started. Here we go. That bottom arm's got a little bit of a diagonal in it. Good. Lift the hips up. Make sure the front plane of your body is shining forward, not pitching down, not rolling too far up. Breathe. Legs are squeezing together. That bottom hand is supporting you. That shoulder is strong. And exhale, come to center, back to child's pose, just for that quick little release. We feel mentally stronger, we feel physically stronger. Another breath in, torso inflates like a balloon. Exhale, release. Again, inhale. Release the breath. Good. So let's come up out of our child's pose, mentally prepare for our next plank challenge, which is going to be either plank done on the palms or on your forearms. And a third option is, if you don't like the forearms, you can actually squeeze the hand, interlace the fingers together, take out your pinkies and really push that way. So that's a nice alternative. That still builds the exact same strength as doing it on your palms, okay? So set yourself up. We're gonna do this plank for 30 seconds and begin. I'm gonna come down here and do this third variation. I really like this. So if your butt's piking up, bring it down, tuck that tail under, push through the heels, push out through the forearms, like you're kind of come apart in the middle. Breathe. Looking directly down at your hands. Nice strong abs, keep tucking, and release down to the belly. You can stack palms and let the forehead rest here. Let the big toes point towards one another. The heels open out. Fully relax. A couple breaths here. We have one more challenge to meet. Our reverse plank. So let's push up out of off our bellies. Come to sitting with the legs extended. So reverse plank could also be reverse tabletop. So if you get up into reverse plank and think, this is not for me today, just bend the knees and make it a reverse table, okay? So again, with options, my friends, You maybe could try to lift up on the forearms. This doesn't feel like I'm getting much and it feels kind of strainy on my shoulders and arms. So if I were you, I would instead try to do it on the palms and just do table. I think this is a more efficient use of your energy, okay, if you're going to build strength. So again, 30 seconds. And one more thing before we start. We want to lift up slowly and lower down slowly, and you don't have to crane the neck all the way back. Maybe you just glance up to where the ceiling meets your wall, and then maybe you can look up at the ceiling, and then maybe eventually the head releases back. It's a challenging pose. Do your best, okay? Timer is starting now. Reverse plank. Fingers can point towards your butt or away. Keep lifting, squeezing the glutes and lifting the hips. Breathe. Breathe. Strong animal pause. Don't let those hands go slack. If it gets to be too much, bend the knees. Don't quit. Just make it a little easier. Good. Exhale, slowly lower down. Beautiful job, my friends. Let's come into just a comfortable seat here. Close the eyes. Release that breath. You did an amazing job. Notice how strong your shoulders and arms and core feel after that. The legs got it too. You know, the whole body. It's really, plank involves the whole body. Most things that we do in yoga, all parts of the body are invited. Right? But we really were targeting the specific places we were really working were those arms and shoulders and core. So, thank yourself for trying this challenge today, my friends. If you've got it in you to do another round, challenge yourself to do it again, or maybe as you get stronger, start holding your planks for 35 seconds, 40 seconds, 45. Work your way up to a minute. So, thank you, my friends. I will see you in the next video. Namaste.